Welcome back, my YouTube friends. On this episode of Motivational Monday, we're going to talk about history repeating itself and trends that we see happen time and time again. We're going to interject some late-breaking news and start to talk about what that might mean not only for you, but for the future of short-term rentals. So the impetus for this Motivational Monday is really an article that I read about in the Financial Times. It talks about a friend of mine and somebody that I've known in the business space for a long time at One Fine Stay. For those of you that don't know, One Fine Stay is basically a competitor to Airbnb. They tend to focus on the super high-end, and it's growing quickly. So let me go ahead and read to you what the Financial Times wrote. Accor, the French hotels group, is bolstering its presence in the home-sharing market by bolting new acquisitions onto its One Fine Stay brand to tackle the threat posed by Airbnb and other online booking services. On Wednesday, Accor plans to announce it has fully acquired Squarebreak, a French home rental startup in which it has already acquired a 49% stake. The CEO of Accor has said the hotel industry must respond, adding that 30% of Accor's business will come from revenue streams other than hotel rooms within 5 years. And so he goes on to say just how much of a threat Airbnb is to the hotel industry and how disruptive it is to the hotel industry and how hotels themselves are reinventing themselves and think that like a third of their income on a go-forward basis is going to be about the business that they currently know. Now, on a historic basis, we always see this, right? There's like the first mover. In this particular case, and I could be wrong, but I think it was VRBO, Vacation Rentals by Owner, started it, didn't really invest too heavily in terms of understanding, social and community. That opened up an opportunity for Airbnb that came in, and they were like couch surfing, and then they started to get more mainstream. And now you have companies like Accor that are buying One Fine Stay, and they're going really upscale. And it doesn't really matter. The point is there's now a segmentation that starts at the very low end, and it goes all the way to the very high end. And you see like a blending, if you will, of Airbnb type homes that we're becoming more like hotels. Hotels are becoming more like Airbnb. And there's this big like scrum. If any of you watch rugby, I think that's what it's called. It's like there's this big mess and nobody really knows what's going to happen. And therein is the opportunity. What I want you to think about is, how do you segment yourself? What do you do? How do you do it? Why do you do it? And if you were a business, why would one of these companies acquire you? Would it be because you run the best hostel in the region? Would it be because you've got the prime locations across the country? Would it be because of your hospitality? Like, define yourself, mark your space, commit to it, and get it. Because right now, while there's like this disruption in the scrum, it's anybody's game. Nobody knows who the winner is. Airbnb might be the winner because of their large valuation, but it's theirs to lose. There's people like Accor that are investing hundreds of millions of euros and other companies that are investing 650 million. It goes on to say that Hilton and Hyatt developing apps. And I mean, people are throwing tons of money at it to combat it, to sort of like create a moat around their business. And we as hosts need to continue doing what it is that we're doing, but to start to think about, how do we compete? How do we compare? One interesting thing that the article talks about is how Airbnb is pushing people to put Instant Book on. I've said that time and time again. I've said it in a video. I say it in the Facebook group. People don't really believe me. They think it's like an optional thing. It's going to be the only way that you're able to compete. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not in 6 days or in 6 weeks or in 6 months, but I guarantee you that it's going to be like the only way that you can do Airbnb at some point in the future. So if you're not prepared for that, get prepared. If you don't know exactly what it is that you do in the Airbnb space or what differentiates you from the 20 other listings on the block, time to define it. These are exercises that are going to help you create like a sustainable competitive advantage, help you identify with your why, and help your business not only succeed, but thrive. Carve your space out now, and on a go-forward basis, you're going to have a piece of the pie. So that's it for this Motivational Monday. I hope you found it motivating and inspiring. I mean, a little bit scary, but that's okay because the opportunity is there. And if you don't take it, somebody else will. So I know what I'm doing. I'm working on it actively. I've never been more busy. I'm in the process right now of developing my first international location in Bali with up to 15 units. I'm buying a couple of properties in Jackson Hole. I'm doing a different deal in Jackson Hole. I mean, I'm just active. I'm carving out my space. I'm going for it. I'm taking chances. I'm being bold. I'm being aggressive, and I'm getting it. I hope you enjoy this. Subscribe.